These are literally the only three things that you need to do if you want to improve the quality of your life. It is so simple. I see so many young men just make the mistake of getting caught up in all the distractions. And that's exactly what I did myself. And so I'm going to be going over the things that I did that instantly improved the quality of my life. It's very simple. The first one is just get sober. I have been addicted to way too many things, more than I'm proud to admit. But the truth is, I feel like so many young men get caught up in the weed, the vaping, even hookah, the alcohol, and gambling is honestly probably another huge one that I'll add in. It's really no joke. And so this dude on the left over here was spending all of his money trying to double it, triple it, or 4x my money. And, sometimes it worked. And unfortunately, the majority of the time it didn't. And so this is what I was left looking like, burnt out, working 10, sometimes 12, 14-hour shifts behind the barber chair just because I was addicted to the money after a long day of working, really just feeling burnt out. I would smoke as many spliffs. For those of you that don't know, a spliff is basically just a joint with weed and tobacco. And so I would go to the homie's house. We'd sit in his garage. We would smoke three, four, five, maybe six joints. And we would just sit there and think about all the things that we wish we were doing. But, it felt good in the moment and it distracted us. And it distracted us enough to the point where we didn't really feel like we needed to do anything else. So we would sit in the garage, face a couple spliffs, order some Uber Eats, and then sit inside, watch some YouTube, watch a movie. I would go home, and of course, my mom was asleep at this point. My brother had overdosed twice already in my life. And so it was hard for me to sit in front of her and look her in the eyes while I was fried out of my mind. I couldn't even speak properly. And so I knew the only time I could really see her was when I was sober. And that was in the morning. The rest of the day, I was literally at work. So I'd wake up, have a cup of coffee with her for maybe 5, 10 minutes. Sometimes I would just rush out the house. And then I would go cut hair all fucking day, nonstop, back to back, no breaks, no lunch breaks. Obviously, you can see I was not eating. And some people would say I'm fit in this picture, but you guys are crazy and you're lying to yourselves if you call this fit. All I was starving myself. I was stressed out, overworking, under eating, and some veins popped through. This isn't a healthy look. Okay. I mean, look at my arm. I would literally snap this arm in half now. So my point is, I was not only stuck on the weed, but I was just burning my time away. I wasn't spending enough time with my mom, and I just felt so guilty. And really, I just felt so much shame in what I was doing, but I couldn't get out of it because I was so stressed from work. I overcompensated and said, well, I work hard. I make a lot of money. I deserve it. Let me just relax. I already made $1,000 today. Let's just smoke some weed and get high. And that's what I did. Nothing else really mattered to me. And this picture over here is with almost an empty bottle of Casamigos, a blunt in my face, and designer from head to toe. And I was just coping with the stress and the insecurities that I had by spending all my money on stupid shit like designer, alcohol, bottle service, trips. This was actually in Miami. And yeah, this was not a good situation. I got chrome hearts on me. I was spending so much money on my appearance because I knew I was lacking it within myself. And so just get sober. It's not that difficult. And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for that. But literally, I feel like addiction is in my family, is in my bloodline. And that's just what it is. And I cold turkeyed it. I literally stopped gambling. I stopped smoking weed. I stopped drinking alcohol. I've maybe had a few drinks from the point of going sober till now, which has been about, I want to say like 3 years. And I don't regret it at all. Yes, I had fun. Yes, I think that every man goes through this phase. Some get out of it faster, some stay in it for a longer period of time. But long story short, just fucking get sober. It's fucking up your life more than you know. And by the time you get sober, you'll look back and realize how much you were fucking up. And in the moment, I think a lot of people know that they're fucking up, but they just haven't had enough to the point where it's time to change. I literally got to the point where I said, I've had enough. I cannot do this anymore because the lifestyle I'm living is either going to kill me, I'm going to kill myself, or, you know, I'm going to have a health issue of some sort. And so, along with smoking weed, drinking, vaping, partying every weekend, taking trips that I shouldn't have been taking, I was gambling it all. So, online betting, playing roulette, baccarat, going to the casino after work. It was just a terrible combination. And that's why I truly believe that if I was able to just cold turkey things and just cut out my vices all at once, I know I'm not that special. I know other people can do it as well. It does take a lot of willpower. You are going to have to cut off people in your life, because the people I was kicking it with at this point in my life, yeah, we were all cool. We were all friends. But if you're my friend and you see me looking like this, if you see me looking like this, if you allow me to do things like this, are you really my friend? That's just a genuine question I would want you to ask yourself. If your friends are okay with you at this point and they don't push you every day to get in shape or to put a vice down or to chase something more than a quick dopamine hit, then really question if that is your friend. And if that is, then you better be okay with the consequences. Now, number two, super simple. I think everyone knows it by now. Obviously, eat whole foods. When I made this switch, it was after I basically quit smoking weed, drinking, partying, gambling. And it was kind of a way to keep myself distracted. And because it took time, it took a little bit of time to prep all this food. And it also just helped me make better decisions. And so when you feel better, when you distract yourself with a healthy thing, it becomes a lot easier. And so I was inspired through Instagram. I saw people, eating off cutting boards. I saw people eating whole foods, and it was kind of just a reflection to me of how poorly I was eating. I was stopping at McDonald's on the way to the barbershop with 10 minutes until my next appointment, grabbing a couple McMuffins, grabbing a sugary ass coffee from McDonald's, and that would be it. And so when I saw people eating like this, and also, by the way, these are all my meals that I was eating. This is literally the beginning of my health and fitness journey, you could say. I was eating like a madman, but this would be basically one meal. And then if I had the hunger or if I had worked out extremely hard that day, I would have another meal at dinner. But dude, I'm having 4 eggs, a steak, spinach, a whole avocado, pineapple, bananas, blueberries, watermelon. I mean, you guys know what all these are, but I was eating crazy. And the thing is, this would keep me full for so long. I could go all day without eating again. And I wasn't craving anything. I didn't have the sugar cravings. I didn't really want to eat anything, unhealthy or processed. And it kind of became an obsession of mine. And every time I saw people eating fast food or junk food, I kind of just, it really just reminded me of how much farther I have came from the person that I used to be, because I would have been like, man, that actually looks pretty good back then. But now if I get a sugary craving or, if I'm just wanting something tasty, and by the way, this is all extremely tasty. Your taste buds are just fried. I would have a yogurt bowl, no flavor, just some nuts, some dark chocolate, plain Greek yogurt, and some honey. Really, that was it. That would satisfy everything that I needed. And if not, I would have a few dates. The funny thing is, if you showed me this diet a couple years ago and you told me that this is what I would be eating, I would have laughed at you and slapped you in the face. Like I was eating so shitty, and I wasn't eating at all if I was eating. So eat whole foods after you get sober. That's going to help you so much. You feel better, you look better, you start making healthier decisions, and it's literally just a domino effect. And you can eat as much of this as you want, you guys. If you even can end up eating a lot of this, because it is very filling, it's high volume, you're still not really going to gain as much weight. You guys are eating a ton of calories full of bullshit, which doesn't keep you full, when you could just eat half of this, have less calories, and have way more nutrients that actually keep you full and actually help your body function the way it needs to. So eat whole foods. And the third and final thing is simply just find your purpose. Now, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe in God or in Jesus. I don't care what it is, but find a purpose in your life. We're not here just to make a shit ton of money and buy a bunch of things and collect a bunch of shit. We're literally here for a bigger purpose, and everybody's purpose is different. This guy back here had no purpose. My purpose here was just to make as much fucking money as I could, risk it all, try to make even more, collect as many expensive things like shoes, clothes, cars, jewelry, and live a selfish life, travel, do things for yourself, make yourself feel good. This was a man with no purpose, and it shows. And so whatever your purpose is, dig deep down, really think about why you're put on this earth, because there's someone out there that needs your help. There's someone out there that needs your guidance, and you have something that somebody wants. So I don't care what it is that you do, what industry you're in, you can change someone's life once you find your purpose. For me, God saved me multiple times. And once I put all my faith in him, my life completely changed. And so this is just kind of a physical representation of what it looks like when you find a purpose, when you start eating whole foods, and when you get sober. So again, this guy over here, terrible decisions, terrible purpose. My purpose was money and pleasing myself, and it shows. This guy over here would annihilate this dude. Okay. So those are the three things that I would do if I wanted to completely 360 my life and just raise the quality of my life. Now, you can do this anywhere. You can do this with anything. You know, it doesn't matter what you're addicted to. It doesn't matter your financial situation. You can literally eat whole foods. It's not more expensive. It just takes a little bit more intention when you're in the grocery store, and you don't need to be eating all organic, this and that. Literally, even if it's not organic or grass-fed and whatnot, it's better than processed food. And I'm telling you, it's going to make that much of a difference. This will help you lose weight. This will help you lose friends that don't really want the best for you. This will help you lose all those negative thoughts about yourself. It will help you make better decisions in your life. It'll help you attract the people that you want in your life, and you'll feel better about yourself, which is most important, and what you're doing. So those are the three things that I would do if I wanted to completely transform my life.